Okay, before I do anything else, we do have to do this real quick. So we're gonna go over here. We have wants me to do arm veil, huh? So that's gonna be super fun. We'll go ahead and queue up for that, and then swap over to Gladiator. Please, now we have to go to Ulda. I think today I'm gonna actually start doing main storyline again. I did so much side content that why are you giving me? Hold up. No edit settings. You are not playing Midnight Suns. You are doing Final Fantasy. There we are. Cool. We do anything else, let's go ahead and get our class quest done for Gladiator. And that should have, actually, that's going to probably give us our next upgrade. And we can start being a paladin. Damn it, all the 7 hell. This is madness. All this. He's been arrested by the Blast Blades. They claim he was plotting to assassinate the Sultana. This other nonsense. There's no motive to do so. Whatever I've said about the man, he would never resort to using poison. Dalekrin must be behind this. They failed to kill him time and again, and now they're reaching out to their monetarist allies. I didn't want to believe Wyman when he said he had such influence, but wait, that's it. If anyone can help unravel this plot, it's Wayman. He has a reputation for knowing things he shouldn't, after all. Find Wayman and see what he can tell us. All this is many things, but he is not a murderer. Okay, so he should be over here. Don't worry, I already kind of did my Beast Tribe quest, so we don't have to knock that out. And we're actually getting pretty close. Ixos should be a little upgrade next time I play. I was wondering when you might come along, Lions. Frankly, I'm surprised all this went so quietly. What are you doing, dude? You ought to know that there's no walking back from this. What happened between Aldous and Levold 7 years ago? You really don't know, do you? As I started at the beginning then. Aldous is something of an enigma. He and Leovold were the 2 greatest gladiators ever to grace the Bloodsands. He threw all that hard-fought glory away for a few gil more. See, the average Olden loves a good Colosseum fight, and what better way to make a gladiatorial spectacle than more entertaining than waging on the outcome? So it got out that Aldous was orchestrating a match-fixing scheme of untold proportions. Well, you can imagine the shock and anger that people felt. He was expelled from the Colosseum and his wins were stricken from the record. Your guildmaster Melia got the worst of it though. Not only was her friend exposed as a fraud, but at the same time her father fell ill and passed away. There are some other oddities surrounding his death too. It was rumored he took his own life out of shame for disgraced people, or that he might have even been murdered by the man. It's conjecture, really, but it made Aldous look all that much worse. In the end, Melia lost 2 of her most important men of her life, and was forced to take charge of the guild alone. On Leovold, he tried to go it solo on the Bloodsands, but it was all the same. It wasn't the same. Without Aldous, his career was finished. And you know the nature of the man who desperately you want to save. Though judging from the looks of your eyes, I gather you still have your reservations. Fine then, you can't blame me for doubting a man found in possession of Raugar's bile. 'Tis a vile poison, rare and expensive too, and the Corpse Brigade knows how to make it, I hear. God knows why they gave it to Aldous. Go to their headquarters in the sepulchre in southern Danelin and ask them directly, I reckon. I have an aversion to direct confrontation personally, but you don't, do you? By the by, should you save the poor bastard's life, tell him we're even. I hope it was all worth it. Okay, so we're gonna go all the way out to Little Alamigo. Search for proof of Alice's innocence at the Sepulchre, and search for a file of Ragor's bile at the Sepulchre in Southern Danland. Excuse me, coming through. So what do I need? There is the wrinkled bill of sales. Oh my goodness, could they stop trying to fight me, please? Just need to teleport to Ulda. Now turn this into the headmaster, and then hopefully we get an arm veil done real quick, and we get a good group for that because it's gonna be a nightmare to run. Still remember the one obnoxious one I had where somebody didn't want to, the healer didn't actually want to eat the fruit for whatever reason.
Why didn't you eat the fruit?
Because mechanics started, you didn't know how to do mechanics, or didn't want to do mechanics.
What's he doing?
In a very important fight where like everyone has to do mechanics.
Trying his best.
Where you been, Lions? I was been given over to the custody of the Sicarium. I mean to execute him. I must do something. The poison is it? If you've proved that Ackland purchased it from the Corpse Brigade, think the gods you've done it. Quickly, we must show this to the official presiding over his execution at Highbridge. Go now. Can't quite do these quests yet. Oh, damn it. If I do this, I'm gonna have to leave the queue. Okay, that's fine. Sicarium has sentenced you to death for your crimes against the Sultanate. Have you any last... You? What do you want? These are bold accusations you make, adventurer. However, the Sicarium have found the prisoner guilty in the eyes of gods and men, and will be executed forthwith. Don't waste your breath, Lions. Dull scales have always yielded to wealth above all else. They have spent a fortune to secure my sentence. Silence, criminal. And you. What are you waiting for? Do it. Aldous. Just couldn't stay away, could you? At least I don't have to steal the headman's axe. If the gods are to have blood this day, I'm afraid it won't be mine. Since you two are so devout, perhaps you'd be willing to offer yourselves in exchange. Interfering with the law is a heinous crime. In fact, I believe it's punishable by death. I had a feeling this spectacle would draw you here. I should have dealt with you myself from the start. Come, let's dance, brother. So it's to be a rematch. Very well, I accept. Billy and the others need you, Lions. Leave them to me. Aldous. Yeah, fuck, nerd. You almost had me, Leovold. Stay back. Won't have your pity. You just had to have it all, didn't you? Just one victory. Just one bloody match. But your precious ego couldn't accept that. You ruined everything. Tell me, Aldous, how does it feel to lose your name, your legacy, everything you've ever loved? I want to know how much you suffered. Let it go, Leovold. It's over. Like hell it is. I swear, you'll never know peace. Not in this life, or the next. You know damn well neither of us will see Thal's realm. Let's go. Comrades are waiting. Okay, so now we gotta go back to the Gladiators Guild. We might as well queue up again. Where is it? How do you make so much noise? No. That is not the sound you should be making with a loud mic. Wrong person's gonna hear that and not understand you're just joking around.
All you ever do is play fantasy. How could you love me, Angela?
Glad that you were there, Lions. Without you, I thought we could have defeated the Alacrin. Have you ever considered the Colosseum? You might make wonderful attraction. Of course, you need a little title that befits your prowess. Now this is all over. You'll be staying, won't you? No, Leovold may be dead, but the Alacrins are far from finished. I rather not linger and give them a chance to regroup and seek revenge. It's a true tragedy that I cannot enjoy the company of Ulda's lovely ladies any longer. I have faith they'll equally radiant beauties await me in distant lands. I'll decide. Not another word, my dear. It's bad enough that the First Sword has permitted the disgraced gladiator to fraternize with their subordinates. Can you imagine the scoundrel as she became personally involved with the man? Nevertheless, I understand how you feel, Amelia. I've known to have this effect on the fairer sex. I should have let the helmsman have his way with you. Well, you might learn something of humility. But how am I supposed to remember the lesson without a head? Your father would be proud of you, Amelia. Don't ever change. Yes, there's one more thing I wanted to say before I go, Lions. 7 years ago, before my match with the Blood Sands, I was given an offer. Sultan's ransom in exchange for a loss. Leovold begged and pleaded, but I couldn't do it. Call it honor or pride, whatever you like, I made my choice, and in spite of that came of it. To this day, I have no regrets. It's a simple thing to know what's right. Listen to that heart of yours, and it will never lead you astray. Trust in your comrades and have faith in your skills, and you will triumph over any adversary. And with that, I bid you farewell. I better not have to wait 7 years to see that bastard again. There's still so much I want to... What in the seven hells are you looking at? It's the training hell. Why aren't you training it right now? Think all it takes to stand in the blood sense is a sword and a stupid grin? No, it takes years of hard work and an ocean of blood and sweat, unbreakable will. Every man and woman here has the potential to become a champion, but it is you and you alone who decides your destiny. So answer me now, gladiators. Will you follow in the footsteps of your brother and sisters and inscribe your name in legend? Actually get myself some gear so I can actually look like a tank. And I'm still not wearing freaking metal gear. That's great. Instant every 30 seconds for pack potency of 270. Oh, there you are, Lions. Perfect timing. I just heard a juicy bit of gossip that I know you'd be interested in. Apparently, and remember you heard this first from me, that the Sultan Sworn Elite are sharing secret skills in training of paladins. Incredible, I know. The Sultan Sworn have an exclusive monopoly on the instructions of paladin skills. Once upon a time, you weren't one of those officer-tracked elites, you had no chance to learn the arts. The competition to get to the top was very fierce indeed, let me tell you. But anyone who joined had to swear an oath of fealty to the olden sultanate, which meant no more adventuring and no more daring-do and no more Colosseum, just languishing about in the palace all day polishing plate mail. That's why this news is so big. Now anyone with a bit of commitment can learn the skills of a paladin, no memorizing the 55th commandments of the Sworn or any other nonsense either. It's the golden, no platinum opportunity that comes by once in a lucky adventurer's lifetime. Let slip through your fingers and regret will be your just desserts. You need to go to the Royal Promenade in the hustling strip and find the captain of Sultan Sworn Elite. Jalen's is his name, and tell him how you're just dying to become a paladin. Yes, I am Genless, member of the Sultan Sworn Elite, servant to this olden sultanate. Unless my instincts deceive me, you've come to inquire about the training as a paladin, so I would have your name, good sir. Lions, a fine name. I bid you welcome and salute your noble resolve, but if you aspire to paladinhood, you must understand what it means. A paladin swears allegiance to the sultanate. A paladin shall be but the sword and shield of the sultanate. A paladin defends the people of the realm. Sellswords and gladiators and others of our ilk wield their blades for themselves, but a paladin serves the greater good. Do you understand me? The battle arts that a paladin learns have been held secret, nurtured, and perfected with the ranks of the Sultan Sworn Elite on nigh these 600 years. Of those who sworn to protect the sultanate, the soldiers, the mounted guards, and the knights, we are the elite of the elite. Our conviction unwavering, our hearts true, and our sword skill without peer. But the glory of the Sultan Sworn, which much of it is buried in the past now. Our brotherhood grows smaller by the year. We are a shadow of what we once were. The Sultana turns to sellswords to defend her palace. All this because one traitor, but because of the blot of dishonor left by one who shall not be named, and because of him, we have been forced to seek out the help of able-bodied adventurers. And here you are. We shall instruct you in the paladin military arts. You will not be inducted into the Sultan Sworn and serve as a free paladin. However, first you will show us both your sword and heart have metal, and you are worthy of the honor. In the ruins to the south of Little Alamigo, you'll find an iron brazier. Light it, and the undead nearby will be drawn to the flame. Slay these monsters and give their hearts to the fire. Return to present me their sashes as proof of your deed. Now, would-be paladin, show me the metal in your heart and steel in your blade. Hey, that should be easy enough. Do need to go... never mind. You need to go to Arnvale first. Which is going to be super fun. Well, that's great. Oh, God damn it. Come on. Oh, come on, tank. What are you doing? I'm not even sure how the fuck we survived that. Ah, damn it. Okay, so that's one quest down. I'll turn that in as soon as I get Paladin. You are in this place, searching for the undead. You must be a practitioner seeking the secrets of the paladin arts. Make no mistake, simply learning paladin swordplay does not make you a paladin. It is the armor you wear, the status you claim. I'm just another aging free paladin. But you do well to heed my counsel. Strike off the shackles that bind your spirit, the visor that blinds, and find the true path of the paladin. Here, you'll be returning to the captain, yes? And give him this crystal. The way you use that sword reminds me of a man I used to know. Mine eyes may be old, but they see the truth well enough. Be a paladin strong and true. Devote yourself to the way and become a beacon of light. Right, now we go to Ulda. Oh, did I fucking... Oh, I'm so stupid. I just ran Orenville and I'm gonna have to do it again. Because I got ahead of myself. That's fantastic. That's not super annoying or anything. Yeah, it's whatever. From the immortal flames, I presume. Yes, I suppose you'll suffice. The Holy See is not want to beseech assistance for foreign armies, but the task before us is a daunting one. Our knights are occupied with the matters of great import. Perhaps you've already heard rumors of the Iron Vale. Many of mine have been lured in those cavernous recesses by promises of vast fortune, finally death, and doubly so. If the noxious fumes don't get them, the cavernous fronds that lurk are happy to oblige. Well, there's little we can do about the former. Dispatching the latter would go far in sparing the lives of unfortunate treasure seekers. So that is why we turn to you. And now we enter the Iron Vale. Fuck. Yep. Got ahead of myself. Whatever. Okay. Ulda. let's go to the Chamber of Whorl first. Turn this in. I gotta sell some of my stuff so I can make room for more gear. Face the undead monsters who infest or ruin south of Little Amiga and southern Denland. Defeat them and return with proof of your deed. Yes, that's what I needed. Proof that you defeated the undead. You have shown that your heart is true and your sword is metal. I've no doubt that you will prove as an attentive pupil as well, for there's much to learn. First and foremost, you are a paladin now, custodian of tradition, ancient and noble. A free paladin has no master, instead he travels all lands, and in every pace takes up the cause of unarmed and defenseless. You show fealty not to the Lord, but to yourself. You are nobility amongst adventurers. You have taken your first steps on a new path, and you have earned the right to bear this, the soul of the paladin. Upon its surface are the deeds of paladins of eras past. He who bears it commands the respect of all knights of honor. Bahamut's Fang, you already possess a crystal. You say it was given to you by an unknown free paladin. I told you to hand it to me. Where's this crystal which you speak? I demand you show it to me at once. Curse him. He has made a mockery of the trial. The crystal you bear is indeed the soul of the paladin, but is disgraced, impure, and stolen from the Sultan Swarm. The man who gave you this soul is the very traitor of whom I've been seeking this many moons. He's an oathbreaker who bent the knee to the Olden Sultanate and has sworn allegiance to the Sultan Swarm, but then single-handedly soiled our name and trampled it underfoot until it was lost, perhaps forever. How dare he give counsel on honor on the paladin way? This soul is polluted. I must dispose of it. When you come to yield your sword as a paladin, the only soul you may bear is that which is bestowed by the captain of the Sultan Swarm. The traitor is no Sultan Swarm, but even still less a captain. By giving you his soul, he's insulted not only the Brotherhood, but you too. Perhaps an adventurer like yourself finds our rules nothing more than a nuisance. But through reigns long and short, our forebears in the Sultan Swarm have preserved its rituals and traditions, and we are duly bound to uphold them, even if men and women within our ranks scorn them as relics. It's been my fate to be named captain of the Sultan Swarm in these troubled times. Though I do not ask for this honor, I have bent the knee to the Sultana and sworn fealty, and I will fight to restore our honor and name. You wield a skilled blade, and more importantly, you have met the traitor face to face. The great task as a paladin will be to help me bring him to justice. You must ready yourself, marshal resources, and hone your skills until that time comes. And when you're able to discharge your duty, the journey will be long, but you will be a paladin now. But you are a paladin now, and the honor binds you as surely as an oath. Okay. Now we are no longer gladiator, we are a paladin. Oh, that means I gotta readjust everything. Fuck. Okay. Put that over there, put that over there, put that over there. Right blade. Total Eclipse can go over there. That can go there. We have Melania's left. That goes there. Iron Will can go over here. Lobo, Shield Lob. An instant every 30 seconds. Let's head over here real quick. Alright, so while we are waiting for that, we'll go ahead and start working on main story for a bit. So I really can't clear any more quests out until I get a little bit higher level. Like, outside of getting other classes leveled up. I can't keep doing that. I kind of forgot I still have a whole bunch of quests over here to do. Alright, let's see what the Storm Commander has to say. You've returned, the Navigator. When I learned that you went to the Serpent's Tongue by yourself, I feared that you'd meet an untimely demise. But tell me, what became of the others? Gods, those wounds are not intended to kill, but to torture and maim. As a savage, you know no bounds. Enemy or no, they go too far. I dread to think what they might become of the two who remain unaccounted for. They haven't suffered the same evil fate. At the very least, one of my men have come back alive, and for that I owe you my thanks. The price we paid was dear, but we had the intelligence we need. And as we speak, the Admiral finalizes the details of the operation. The war horns will sound any moment now. Be ready to sally forth and when they do. Christ damn fishback bastards. Killed them slowly and then chased their rotten souls to the seven hells. Peace, Commander. We're here for a purpose, and vengeance is not it. I want your mind on the task at hand, savvy? My apologies, Admiral. You may count me up to keep a clear head. Good. According to our sole surviving scout, the Shahagan and their thralls have begun to amass at the Aetheryte in the depths of Sapsa. If we are to act, we must be now. The men are ready. We better wait your orders, Admiral. As predicted, the Shahagan have tightened security in and around the spawning grounds. Frontal assault is like to be met with fierce resistance. We are not so artless as that, Commander. We shall divide our forces and strike them hard and fast at key locations. Remember, our ultimate objective is to take the Sapsa Aetheryte and eliminate the Shahagan priests presiding over the summoning. We're not here to kill them all. The Maelstrom shall engage and distract the Shahagan legions of the drowned pirates at the Serpent's Tongue. Commander, you have the charge over this effort. Be mindful that the lay of the land there is devilish for attacking forces. Let the foreign levy spearhead the assault, and the subsequent units fan out to cover their flanks. At the self-same moment, a divisionary squadron formed by the galleons from the Crimson Fleet shall harry the enemy from ashore. And likewise, we Scions shall form smaller units in hopes of confusing the Shahagan defensive effort. Lions and Y'shtola, the two of you are to make your way to the site of the summoning ritual. The Admiral's diversions will serve to thin the enemy's defenses, rendering your path less perilous. A small party, I believe, should be able to win through without drawing unwarranted attention. Thancred and Yagiri, your mission is to lure as many Shahagan as possible out of the spawning grounds. Having done so, take to your heel and circle around to join the infiltration unit of Y'shtola and Lions. When all has been set in motion, I myself shall cut a path to the Aetheryte, accompanied by Lady Minfilia as was agreed. Well, then let's keep you friends. To battle! When last did we fight side by side, Lions? Not too long ago, I warrant, but come, let us away. Yeah, only about 2 months ago, I think. It's been forever since I've even delved in this story. alone. Leave me alone. Do not concern yourselves. 'Twas but a glancing blow. And the Aetherite is close at hand. Let us press on.
Damn them. They have made thralls of soldiers and civilians both.
Did I miss much? So that is how you fight in the Far East. Mental note, pick no quarrel with Domans. But seriously, if I am to keep up, I must needs forsake elegance for efficiency.
Oh, come on.
To the Aetherite!
Yeah, it's not gonna let me. I'm gonna be in another scene. Oh, that sucks. That always sucks.
With the bluey eyes.
You'll forgive me my lateness.
I've been something of a liability of late, I know. 'Tis high time I set about making amends.
Long have you shriveled, Swordwalker, tormented our kind. But no more! Your time is at an end! You shall perish with salt in your wounds and sea in your lungs. Lord of the world, hearken to our plea. Lord of the world, deliver us from our misery.
Do you feel that?
I know this sensation. It's the echo.
What? deliverance. I beseech you, come forth!
Die, damn you!
Foolish shorewalker! You cannot kill that which is eternal!
Heavens forfend. Damn it all!
By me, am the way. It could by right be infinite. Am I not immortal? Curse you, emissary! You promised me everlasting.
Where did he go?
What say you? Nary a single ship? Hells take that sea demon. Gather the survivors and get to shore. Leave the wrecks for the pirates. Leviathan wastes no time. The diversionary squadron is lost. For a mercy, 'twould seem the Primal now makes for open sea. But why does he not press his advantage? Unless... God save us. He means to unleash a tidal wave.
Okay, before anything else, let's go ahead and get back up for Arm Veil. Understand, I speak of no ordinary wall of water. That which Leviathan makes ready to conjure carries more destructive power than aught is seen in nature, enough to raise entire coastal settlements. In his last attempt to be as any guide, we cannot suffer history to be repeated. How in the seven hells are we to prevent it? Okay, one quick question. Did I not pick up? Hold up. Oh, I still had to do that. Okay. Though our plight cries out for action, we must take thought. So long as Leviathan remains in the open sea, he is effectively beyond our reach. Our fleet is sacred to none. Of that you may be sure, but Limsa herself would strong the best, the Lord of the Whorl in his element. It's a straight fight. It would make meat and matchwood for us. We must need another plan, that much is plain. Let us return to Limsa and see if we cannot think of one. I shall await you in the command room. Go to Limsa real quick. Oh, that's blue magic. Okay. Don't need to do blue magic. Oh, I need to do this too. And later. You're expecting the command room. Pray do not keep the Admiral waiting.
There used to be a hamlet beyond South Tidegate in western Lanosha. Hearthstone, it was called. Some years prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, the Company of Heroes put him down before he could do too much damage. But when the bastard came next, this time in the wake of the calamity, we were not so fortunate. Weary of ravaging our shoreline, he summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Hearthstone and washed the soil away for good measure.
The area was subsequently occupied by the Sahagin.
Aye, the thrice-damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their brood. Given the quantity of crystals stolen to feed him and his legion of thralls, we can be fairly sure that Leviathan is stronger now than in his previous incarnations. If that sea demon is left to wreak havoc, what befell Hearthstone may well befall a larger settlement, even Limsa. That cannot happen. The Primal must be stopped.
That was ever our objective, Admiral. But how are we to achieve it? The sea is Leviathan's uncontested domain. The ships of the 3rd Squadron could not close to within 100 yards of the Primal, nor could their cannons pierce his defenses.
I have read the reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did. 7 hells! Is there no way that we might strike back?
The Company of Heroes defeated Leviathan, having first lured him into an inlet, but we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult past experience.
Admiral, if I may.
Speak freely, Marshal.
By all accounts, Leviathan's most formidable weapon is the very sea itself. Waves and whirlpools, tides and currents, all these things are his to command. The key to victory, I believe, lies in disarming our foe. This, in effect, is what the Company of Heroes achieved with their ruse. We cannot lure Leviathan from the sea a second time. But what if we could weaken his hold upon the element of water? I have heard of devices capable of such wonders. They draw upon the power of corrupted crystals, I am told. If mounted upon a ship, such a device might be used to prevent Leviathan from bringing the full force of the sea to bear against us, rendering him no more dangerous than any other sea serpent.
Of course! Sid built a similar device to grant the Enterprise safe passage through Garuda's Tempest, did he not?
Begging your pardon, my lady, but to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old arcanist friend of mine.
It makes little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works. Beg the specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people at Naldic and Vermelis. But before we proceed any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing, Suppressing Leviathan's attacks, quite another. In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe. But I cannot well imagine that such a feat would be possible without a veritable mountain of corrupted crystals. The question being, do we have a ship big enough to bear such a burden?
Mayhap not, Admiral, but two might. Recall you the tale of Mistbeard's greatest haul? It is said that he lashed two ships together, side by side, the better to bear his plunder. By your leave, we might attempt to repeat the trick. The gods know it would be quicker than building a new vessel.
Mistbeard did this. Truly, Marshal, upon the subject of the Pirate King, you are as a scholar.
Now, from what I have gleaned of these matters, the device will need to be in close and constant proximity to the target. To wit, we must lash our twin vessel to Leviathan. This in itself will be no small feat. Ramming speed will be required, but given the weight of the cargo, that will only be attainable with the aid of a towing vessel. Suffice it to say, the task of piloting said vessel will entail considerable danger, and I would not ask it of another. I volunteer myself.
It will be dangerous for all involved, but we have no better recourse. Very well. Commodore, assemble the remnants of the fleet at Morabee Bay. Give priority to our soundest vessels. The repairs can wait. Storm Marshal Slafierson, command of the operation is yours. I want that twin vessel ready to sail post-haste.
At once, Admiral.
And then there is the small matter of slaying the beast. The fate of Limsa Lominsa rests upon your shoulders once again. Go well, warrior of light.
So close. So far, this has been a pretty painless RM Vale run, so this should be pretty quick. I want to slow it down just a little bit. So what does Yugiri have to say? Beings held as gods who also exist in what they call the Far East. Legend tells they walk among us in days of yore, but I confess I never truly believed them. I should live to behold one is humbling and horrifying in equal measure. Now I have to come face to face with the primal. I do begin to understand why the Garlands fear them so. What is it? A message, Admiral. I judge it best to be delivered at once. I am listening. According to the Yellow Jackets, a man who appears to have claimed to have defeated the Leviathan. The Company of Heroes. The details are yet hazy, Admiral. We have dispatched one of our own to question the individual. I am disinclined to put any story by this claim, but even should it be true, it is as you shall have said. None save the Company of Heroes have bested Leviathan. We know how they went about it. If this man is of their number, what could he tell us that we do not know already? And yet, having wagered Limsa's survival on 2 ships, some rope, and a pile of crystals, can we afford to ignore this man? His testimony could yield us any manner of advantage. Should we not hear it? Damn it all. The twin vessel will soon be ready. We have no time to wait for the Maelstrom's report on this supposed Primal Slayer's claims. Lion, seek him out and learn what he knows. At the very least, I will spare the torment of waiting for the reckoning in idleness. The man you're looking for is believed to be a resident of Grey Fleet in Lower La Sancia. The Storm Private sent to question him should already be in the vicinity. Your journey proved fruitful. Yeah, but before we do that, we have to go back to Ul'dah to turn that into the Hall of Flames. Know that you would be triumphed, Sergeant, but the swiftness and surely with which you have done so is impressive indeed. It would be no exaggeration to say that I've never been prouder of an adventure under my command. Rest assured that your deeds have been conveyed to the powers that be, and I look forward to the day that I can congratulate you on a well-deserved promotion for King and country. Right. I need to do the log. You know what? Maybe we need to do that. So, where is the guy? He should be... Oh, this fucking guy again. Really? Now look here. You have your bloody story right after you carried those sacks of grain over to the mill. But sir, that's what you said when you had me pick those oranges for you, and before I mucked up the chocobo stables, and before I rolled that millstone over to the mill, and also before... Gods, man, I worked 3 days straight without a wink of sleep. 3 days. And do you hear me complaining? I suppose some of us just ain't made for the rougher stuff. Alright, I'll give you what you want. Never let it be said that old Tatram ain't a generous soul. Now prick up your ears, because I won't be repeating myself. Too modest, see? Besides, there's only so much epicness a man can take in one sitting, you can. The tale of Tactram's epic victory over the dread primal Levabetus. Now, Levabetus is huge, make no mistake. To give you an idea how big, each of his scales about as wide as me members long. And ain't no mean feat, let me tell you. When I fought him, I could barely see for all the brine that he'd be pelting me with. Must have been lagoons worth at least. He even knocked me trusty axe out of me hands at one stage. Of course, that proved to be a grave mistake. What happened next? Why, I grabbed him by the tail and tied him up in knots. But not wanting to take all the glory for myself, I let me mates in the company of heroes handle the rest. Like I said, I'm modest as well as heroic. Yeah, too modest. Now, there's some say that you can never truly beat Levabetus. Aye, that's where you got to learn to live, make the best of a bad situation. Not the company, though. It's you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I was just enjoying the attention is all. I take back everything I said. I was never part of the company of heroes. I am no marauder. I'm actually a complete coward. I'm nothing. I'm chocobo dung. No, and the maggots of you'll find wiggling in chocobo dung. I have to lie to women to tumble them, and that don't happen much. Remember's tiny, it's pathetic. I sure as hell didn't fight Levabetus, but I've seen it with my own eyes. It was a fair few years back when I was working at a baker's hand. I was shirking my duties one day, loitering about the harbor when I saw it. A great mass of sea serpent, some alms off the coast, with a fleet of galleons making straight for it. Cannons firing. I was so bloody scared. Soiled myself right then and there. Oh god, just remember that day made me soil myself all over again. Hey, wait. If you're asking after Levabetus, it means you're planning to fight him, ain't you? Well, take care. He really is terrible. Dreadful, I tell you. If you're not careful, you'll end up in the gullet or at the bottom of the sea. Why, you worthless, lying horse son. Can't believe you made me handle chocobo dung. Lions, this is Minfilia. Were you able to learn aught of use against Leviathan? I beg your pardon, Levabetus? I see, that is unfortunate. At any rate, I have tidings for you. The twin vessel is now complete. We'll rate you at Morbury Dry Docks. Pray make your way there as soon as you are able. I'm told your jaunt to the Grey Fleet proved fruitless. My sympathies, lad. I'd wager it'll serve to take your mind off the events of recent days, though. But enough of that nonsense. The moment the truth is upon us. The twin vessel, the Whorl Eater I call her, is complete, and she surpasses all of my expectations. In addition to her prodigious tonnage, she has been fitted with a platform that you and yours might maneuver freely in battle. I mentioned also she is nigh unsinkable, but I'm not one to tempt fate. The Whorl Eater and her crew stand ready, my friend. Just give the word, and you shall bear you to Leviathan. I know that look. You are ready. Having been instructed in some haste, the Whorl Eater may not be pretty, but I assure you she's capable. She's been fitted with what our friends at Naldig and Vamilias are calling the elemental converter. Assuming the thing works, use the power of the corrupted crystals on board to rob Leviathan of his hold over water. Depending on how the battle unfolds, you may well need to activate the device manually. Keep that in mind. Not expected the Shahagan and their thralls might attempt to come for Leviathan's defense. Accordingly, the Maelstrom will once again employ the diversions. Thancred and Y'shtola, I'd have you assist in this effort. If it is to fulfill its purpose, your diversionary force must not want for numbers. By your leave, I would volunteer my blade. We would welcome it. Having seen you fight in Samsa, I dare say the fishbacks will find your presence highly diverting. Thancred and Y'shtola, if you would join the 3rd Levy and Lady Yagiri the 5th. But what words have I for the man who have made a sport of slaying gods? Only these. Go weary, for the sea is an unforgiving place to wage war. May the navigator guide you to the storm, warrior of light. I would echo the Admiral's sentiments and add a few words of my own. Know that we have all of utmost faith in you, Lions. May the crystal bless you and keep you. Okay, so I gotta confront Leviathan. We're gonna go duty. No, since we're waiting, we're gonna go ahead and take this off. Where is he at? RM Veil, take that off. Go over here. Roll either. No, we don't need to do that. I still need to do that too. Okay. Let's see. Q for those. So what's going to be the best way to get some, while we're killing some time? Probably should go over And the levee's inside the... oh, what's it called? This area. Green's Adventure, I deal with issuing guild leaves. We're gonna do Battlecraft. Let's see, what level are we? We are 6, so we probably want to do... we're 6 or 8? I think we're 6. We're 6. We're gonna do these. I need to abandon this. This wasn't the one I needed to do, but I know we gotta knock this out eventually at some point, so might as well. Probably should have rolled on need on that because I could have probably used it. Guess whatever. Okay, so before I do anything else, what I want to do is I want to head over to Horizon, see what he says now that we have the one part done, the Garuda Hard. Damn, I forgot how big he is. That was just hard, so I don't know what I'm cheering about. Whew. Okay, so we down 2 primals. Did R unveil twice, which was my own fault on that one. But I do want to check on... Oh, they put me all the way over here, huh? Okay, so I got to report back to Mailweb in the command room in the Linsum Element. So before I do that, though, I want to go over to Horizon. So both Ifrit and Garud are now vanquished by your hands. Truly, you've earned yourself a rest. You had the luxury of time to enjoy it. Makes me say that Titan is also returning with a vengeance. As for the case with your primal brethren, he is much stronger than he was before. When I went about my investigation, all indications suggest that the kobolds were nowhere near ready to resume their summoning rites. It turns out they were deceiving us. I should have known better. The kobold's subterranean domain runs deep. They could easily hoard crystals from our being, with our being none the wiser. Vast hoard it would have been. Till now, Garuda was the most powerful among 3 recently active primals, but according to the latest readings, Titan has usurped the honor. Primal's might is determined by 2 factors, the amount of crystals it is gorged upon and the favor of its believers. Nothing more than to measure precisely how strong the Lord of Crags has become, but I fear the name of such prudence as Renown. We have already received official requests of assistance from the Maelstrom. As you might expect, it is addressed to you. For your previous encounter with Titan, you've traveled to his Demison by way of Aetheryte first discovered by the Company of Heroes. Sad to say, this Aetheryte no longer seems to respond. But do not despair, for the Maelstrom has reportedly found another in its place. You'll speak with Commander Ricky at the Maelstrom Command for the details. Can't stress this enough, but Titan has grown fearsome strong. See that you spare no preparation. Okay, so we're going to be going to Limsa anyway for the next part of that. Alright, but I'm just probably going to call it there. Let's head over to Limps. And yeah, I'm probably going to call it there. Have a good night, and